Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions,
Welcome, everyone. I got a special guest today, Dominic Pace of the Mandalorian, and he took time out of his day to have fun with his family. We have him in a car video. This is an exclusive. I've seen a lot of interviews with you, Dominic, but I haven't seen you in a car video yet. So thank you. I got an exclusive here.
Absolutely. Happy to be here. Hello to all your listeners, and just appreciate everyone's support. The momentum with this side character is really getting bigger and bigger as the weeks progress, and really happy to be here. Really excited for a big tour around the country here in a couple months.
Yeah, we're not gonna stop promoting you until we get that the official action figure. I know someone made you one, but I really want it. I think your character looks really cool.
Yeah. You know, I appreciate everyone's support. You know, look, in 1985, they came out with that 17-figure series where you had Murata, Amanaman, and you also had Yak Face, which is a $400 figure, and they were doing nothing but they were just sitting on the bars, and all he was doing was sitting around. You know, I was getting my hands dirty in the battle. And you know, I think I look a little cooler than Yak Face. So if Yak Face is $400, I think they could at least do a $40, $50 value on a Hasbro Gekko there without question.
Oh, sure. I think that's what we all want. We're here for you. We're supporting you. I also really appreciate all you've done for the community. Not that others don't in the Star Wars community, but you really make your rounds to everyone you can. You're very open to collab. That's really appreciated.
You know, the reason I got in this business, you know, contrary to some of my peers, is I'm here to entertain you. And the support that I receive as an entertainer just means so much to me. And I know that sometimes the tables turn in Hollywood to where, you know, we think we can pour out all our politics and social issues and tell everybody how to think and what to believe. You know, we're here for you guys. And the fact that you guys are here to support us, to entertain you and nothing more, to entertain you, not to mention a side character that would never exist without the fandom of the Star Wars fan base that's bigger than Marvel, bigger than DC. If you were to have a character under 1 minute in a DC movie, I was actually in Harlequin, nobody cares, you know? So it just is really one of those things where the fan base is really what makes this happen. And I can't tell you how grateful I am every single day for every person who's so supportive of this character.
Oh, yeah. It brought not that my joy was gone from Star Wars, but I was a little iffy on the sequel trilogy. The Mandalorian is up there with the OG trilogy to me. I think that's a lot. Sure. I think we feel not that there's magic missing, but it's just all there. Could you feel that? I know. I mean, having your chance on set finally being in Star Wars is something else. But was the vibe on the set from everyone involved just like this is next level stuff? Did you get that feeling on set?
You know, it's not on set. It's interesting you say that because, you know, I was just saying in an interview the other day, I wish more fans/actors were with me on set because that momentum that you feel at Celebration on set, these are a lot of professional actors to where it's a different vibe. That's not to say that everything was not from start to finish 110%. But I think just the energy overall in terms of what you see online versus, you know, a lot of the backlash, unfortunately, I don't necessarily agree or disagree with Solo and with Episode 8, or you know, some people who had a hard time with 9. But yeah, I mean, I think it. You know, I haven't checked Rotten Tomatoes, but I just think that John and Dave they're one of us, along with Deborah Chow, along with Kathleen Kennedy. I think understanding what makes, you know, Star Wars magical at this point. So I just think that formula is really perfect. And you know, why season 1 I think was so effortless with every single episode. Not to mention the amazing technology of that LED screen, which is just mind-blowing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still, you know, a year and a half later, seeing that thing in person, I'm still beside myself because it was more crystal clear than any 4K or any, you know, high-definition IMAX movie. I've never seen anything like it, and I think there's going to be a lot of exciting stories to come on a better budget because of this technology, and also with the ongoing virus. Maybe certain ways to where they're able to quarantine a little bit better within a few stages and also create that magic for us on screen.
You know, our thoughts, all of us in fandom, our thoughts go to all of you that are impacted by the shutdown too, because it has, and also the cons. I know that's really, I mean, it's a way to engage fans, but that really helps people in the industry too. We're looking for. Do you have I know you do some cons. Are the rest of the season? Do you think you're going to start to get back to that? Is it possible? Do you see a light at the end of the tunnel of this, where the con circuits are going to start to come back? Because that's really important way to engage too.
In terms of production, yes.
Well, just do you? I know.
I think you meant in terms of production. I'm sorry.
Well, the cons that actors go to engage with fans. That's a very important part where we get these connections. I know you may be hoping for that, the return of that too. Do you have any insight light at the end of the tunnel that this is going to be by the end of the year? Maybe cons will start back up again, or is it just a hope right now?
My wife is at Paramount Pictures. I believe that there is discussion in regards to, discussing, productions coming up, sooner than later, but nothing 100% confirmed in that regard. Right now it's still, unfortunately, a situation where we're in very close quarters.
Okay.
Craft service alone, which unfortunately big guys like me, I love in terms of the catering and everything
else.
Oh,
me too.
They have to structure all of that because more often than not, it's just, it's a sanitation thing. In terms of, cross contamination with people, touching a buffet line and such.
Sure.
But as far as the production in and of itself, I'd like to believe I'm very hopeful in terms of this quarantine ending, and also at the same time, this sort of being an issue. Not that senior citizens are no less important than anyone else, but I think something to where those that are a little bit more vulnerable might have the issues, as opposed to those of us who are just kind of in the middle of our lives, able to go into production, to where we're able to do this safely and also not risk too many people with this virus.
Right. Well, our thoughts go to all of you impacted in the entertainment industry. That hope we all want our entertainment too. We all want to support you. What are your thoughts on all? I know you probably can't speak to your characters returning to season 2 or season 3. We're hoping for you, Dominic. We're really hoping that you return as Gekko. But have you heard all the stuff about season 2? All the new actors coming in. It's really getting really expansive with their plans are. They're really blowing this out. Probably from the success of season 1, but they're really going all out on this.
With the season 2.
Yeah. They're really bringing a lot, like they're Rosario Dawson, different. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of A-listers. Timothy Oliphant has just been announced.
Yeah, right.
No, without question. I think, the situation with Gekko is, I don't know if they necessarily at the highest level expected, the character to resonate, I think, in a strong way amongst the fan base. So the good news is you will definitely be seeing more of him within canon. I can guarantee that. But I think it might take a little bit of time in terms of the momentum, where I think it's gotten to Dave and John and saying, hey, let's do something special. For me, somebody asked me, what is the ideal storyline for Gekko? Well, Kenobi series takes place before Mandalorian. And ideally, for me, I just believe that Vader would have commissioned a separate splinter cell to go out and try and grab Luke. And I would love to think that Gekko would be part of that. Deborah Chow is directing it. Deborah Chow directed the 3rd episode, and she handpicked me in order to stay in the 3rd episode.
Nice.
Flank Carl Weathers. So we're hopeful that, maybe in the Kenobi series, there's going to, I believe, be 5 seasons of Mandalorian, that you'll definitely be seeing Gekko again. I can say yes or no, but I will definitely say you will definitely be seeing more of his story that will be legitimized within canon within the next year.
Sure. That's awesome. I didn't know that on previous interviews. She handpicked you to stay for that episode 3, Deborah Chow. That's really cool.
Yeah.
We all expect great things from Deborah Chow. She's amazing.
That Cantina had about Yeah, the Cantina had about double the amount of characters, and they had to do a cut where half of us got to stay. And Brian Sipe of Legacy Effects, the entire Legacy Effects team did such an extensive job on me. And to compliment them even more, they had 20 characters that they had to prep that morning. And you could see now the detail of the face mask and also the gauntlets and everything else. I can't say enough about Legacy Effects. The reason they're the major league provider in terms of prosthetics for Marvel and Disney and DC, they're just absolutely amazing. But I owe Brian Sipe so much. He's obviously a legend within his craft and within his industry, for making this character, putting a little more effort in the character as opposed to maybe just making me a Zabrak that day. He could have just thrown on some horns and it wouldn't have resonated as much as I think Gekko.
Right.
And like I said, I think that's
Right.
all the more reason worthy of an action figure one of these days.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's unique. It's a really neat look. My question is, did your character drink blue or green milk in the cantina?
Did he drink blue milk? I was definitely at the bar. I was with one of my friends, Chris Bartlett, who plays Zero. We were kind of side by side. I think there was something in there, but I don't know. I think Gekko would go for something a little stronger than blue milk.
I have some questions from some friends that weren't able to make it. So this is from Gungan Dungeon. It's kind of a funny joke. Funny question. Who's your least favorite Star Wars character, and why is it Jar Jar Binks?
Oh man, I got to say that droid from Solo. That was.
Okay. She had a weird waist. Yeah. Well, they did. They put her in the Falcon.
I don't know what these. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm all for make Solo 2 happen, but
yeah.
I mean, look, if I went on there as a bitter, angry humanoid, I'd want somebody to blow me up in 2 minutes. So to answer that question, I mean, obviously Jar Jar, we had our issues, but Ray Park made up for that episode, in my opinion, so much. That ending was just beyond words. Not to mention, I think some of the design of it. I love Padme's ship and some of the storyline. Of course, Ewan McGregor, you just can't go wrong with, and Liam Neeson. But yeah, if I had to answer, just the droid. Somebody please put some dynamite behind her and tell her there's an angry fight going on amongst two men around the corner.
I mean, not to hate on her, but we love our droids too. Star Wars fan. That one just didn't click for me either. No, it's not.
Right. I agree.
And I like Jar
completely.
Jar. I like Jar Jar. I think it's funny the way people cringe when he comes on screen. I like them in the Clone Wars episodes.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I sympathize. I mean, talking about episode 1, it's just storyline a little bit. I could see the criticism, but other than that, yeah, I didn't mind that much. I thought, and for me, episode 1 was kind of exciting because for us Generation Xers, that collecting of those action figures, even whether the film was going to be great or it was going to be just good or what have you, was so exciting. I got to tell you, I was with a bunch of grown men at midnight waiting on
Toys R Us that night. Yep.
Bringing back so many great memories from when we were kids. Buying Ewan and buying the alternate Darth Maul's figure. That in and of itself brings back great memories of that time there.
All right, cool. Let me see. I have a question from Goldman, my other friend. I have lots of friends here, but they couldn't all make it, but they were wanting to ask you a question. What was the secrecy around season 1 like? Because there unfortunately a big problem in entertainment right now is leaks. And I really do not like people covering leaks because it hurts people in the industry. I try not to cover it, and as long as it's not like plot related. So how much did you know while filming of the series, and how much of the plot did you know, and did you know of Baby Yoda while you're filming? That's this question, or did you not find out till later?
Sure. Well, John and Dave, with the exception of the A-Team, and exception of being on set to where the child was seen, he was swaddled during the standoff of Navarro. But something very interesting happened with me, and I've told the story a few times, where I thought I knew it was a baby. Mm-hmm. I knew that the time and place that it took place within the Star Wars timeline. So where it occurred and where we were, but I actually thought it was going to be a backstory for Rey, Poe, or Finn, which I actually thought was very, very interesting. Now, I compliment John and Dave. There was about 200 people on set, and not that I would have ever let that out, but due to all the backlash of Solo and Episode 8, I'm glad they kept it a secret, and I'm glad they kept it even from people like myself at the second team, because with all the backlash and all the venom that you see on Twitter with, a lot of the poisonous, reviews and telling you whether you should like a movie or not like a movie, if that leaked before the series came out, I think it would have just had a bad effect on the show. And obviously we saw the great job that they did. But if somebody said, hey, there's a baby Yoda, ultimately they would have just been people would have been really upset and said, oh God, this is going to be a Disney piece of garbage if that's the first thing you heard.
Right.
The thing for me personally is the respect that I have for John, for Dave, for the entire Disney team when it's $100 million budget is just so immense that the last thing that you would ever want to do, it's like, going behind your girlfriend's back or your best friend's back in terms of just genuinely wanting to keep it secret for the sanctity of fans. I've just never been that way, and also as a professional. Now, with that being said, imagine being such a diehard fanboy and a Star Wars fan and having to contain this as a secret for literally an entire year. It was really hard. I was just to keep myself busy. I was secretly meeting with a few illustrators just to work on my character when I announced it and released it. But again, out of respect to Dave and John, I never wanted to ever leak anything, and they did a great job in terms of keeping most of the storyline secret while we were there to begin with.
Right. That's a whole nother beast with internet culture and leaks. I'm so happy that everyone involved in the Mandalorian got to keep that, because man, that was an amazing moment for fandom.
It was a good surprise.
Look what happens when we behave with the internet, and we just let things happen. We don't have to know everything ahead of time. That was such a great moment. I know that my nieces, if they knew ahead of time, I watched it with my nieces over. They were like, oh, they were gasping, and they loved Baby Yoda. And then I'll be honest, no offense, they weren't sure about the series of Mandalorian, and then they saw Baby Yoda, and they're like, let's watch the next episode. They kids love Baby Yoda. It's so great. It's so great. And they've
made it fun. As you can see, a lot of the guest stars are top-level comedians.
Yeah.
So they wanted, obviously, to keep it fun. And obviously, at the end of the day, just like Lucas said, it's for children, even though us Gen Xers are so diehard with this series in so many different ways. It is about kids, and I think they just had the perfect formula of something for everyone, not to mention Gina Carano, for all the strong women out there. I think she was balanced and incredibly written, and not to mention amazing talent and gorgeous in so many ways. But also, I just think a little something for everybody, and that's the beauty of the Star Wars universe.
Yeah. The talent involved with this production is next level. Have you been catching up on any of the Mandalorian documentaries on Disney Plus, the gallery documentaries? Have you been watching those lately?
I have, because they did a few shots of me that I'm hoping makes the cut by the 8th episode. They were prepping me in the cantina, and I really love to have that just for my own.
I'm hoping for you.
Sure, yeah.
And just to be priceless in terms of being in the cantina, which was my first play set, and to have a little bit of a behind the scenes of Gekko, I think would just add to the lore of the character a little bit more. So I have been watching, but also just out of respect to all the directors, amazing production team, and Disney for just doing a phenomenal job, especially to talk in depth, not only in regards to the LED screens, but also those two doubles and stunt actors that were Mando a majority of the time. I'm glad that they got the recognition they deserved.
Sure. Are you a Star Wars gamer? Any games that you like Star Wars that you have fond memories of? Are you a gamer at all, Dominic?
My son and I, we just played the most recent one there, and we had a great time with it. What was it called there? Was it
Fallen Order? Yeah.
Yeah, and I like the little hook on that. So just the role-playing games I enjoy. I'm not too crazy about zombies. I'll tell you, everything from Red Dead Redemption 2 to The Last of Us to Uncharted 4, and then just Fallen Order. It's been a really fun bonding experience with my two sons, who are now 14 and 11.
Cool.
They're at the great age. Unfortunately, just between work and everything else, I get a little bit busy. But now it's been a perfect time to catch up on these games. And I enjoy it. Most importantly now, not to be self-centered or selfish, I definitely would love to see Gekko as a character in one of them, and would definitely love to do the role-playing, the acting side of it myself. But at the same time, I enjoy it. I'm just now on season 4 of the Clone Wars. That is one thing that I've been a little bit behind on. But I want to be really fully grasp season 7, which I hear a lot of great things about the last 4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah,
but
right.
I don't want to cut myself short because I just want to see the detail and the fleshed out characters that Dave did such a detailed job on. I want to give the respect. So I'm kind of some of the episodes are great. I got to be honest, but some I'm just kind of fighting through. I just kind of want to get to the point.
Filler.
I'm just a little watching that.
Sure. Season 7 was amazing. You're really in for a treat.
Nice.
Sorry, my dog was working. All right. Let me see here what else I have. All right. Just so we can get some other. Is there other fandoms that you really enjoy now? Just to get a different. We always love talking about Star Wars. Is there anything else you're really enjoying right now? Are you in the DC, Marvel?
It's less about the fandom other than Star Wars, and it's more about Oscar season during November and December. I really delve into those, Oscar nominees, whether it's the actor or whether it's the storyline that's thought-provoking. So I would be just a general fan of those. I'm so heartbroken that Daniel Day-Lewis is retired.
Oh,
He's
yes.
one of my favorites of all time. But I can't say enough about Leonardo DiCaprio and the Tarantino films, Christopher Nolan, Scorsese, no matter what they put out. And, Scorsese's time now is so precious. I'm in that movie theater seat. So it's less about a fandom of a certain franchise and more about the artists themselves, especially around Oscar time for me.
Sure. And you love that movie theater experience. Is Tenet going to be the one that I know Tenet's going to be a lot because you mentioned Christopher Nolan. That's going to be the one that's get a lot of people back in the theater. That's going to be a game changer, getting us back on track. Is that the one that's the first one you're thinking of too? Because I know me and my friends were like, Tenet. We have to see Tenet on the big screen in IMAX.
He's an incredible writer.
Oh yeah.
If you look at Memento in and of itself, I mean it's just like genius. And it's just absolutely amazing. And all of his projects, even going to another level in terms of with Batman there at the same time. Just an amazing artist, and it's always great to support fellow artists, and not to mention those at that A-list level, and he's definitely one of them.
Yeah.
All right, cool. It's actually with the recent DC news too. It's with them actually doing the Snyder Cut. It's an interesting time for fans, positive fan movements. We don't want to go too, you can't listen to everyone, but with studios and fans interacting, it's a new level with this HBO Max and them listening to the fans wanting that. So it's not unheard of. If we keep promoting this Gekko, maybe we'll get like you said, he is going to be in other supplemental material, but maybe we'll get him back. And yes, I do hope you get your wish. I want to see him in Obi-Wan series 2. I think it's a strong possibility. I'm all for that.
Sure.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. The thing is look at Boba. I mean, Return of the Jedi, they killed him off, not realizing how, popular he was. And I did not die on Navarro. I will say that. Brian and I, we agree. I was not dead, and I believe production feels the same. But yeah, I mean, sometimes these characters take a little time to get off the ground. That's why I'm doing this ambitious national tour, starting late June in Las Vegas and ending in Miami early in August. So we're going to be all over the country, supporting small business, supporting comic book stores.
Oh, nice.
Starting in Vegas, going to Phoenix, Dallas, Corpus Christi, Houston, Omaha, Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Sioux City, Fort Dodge, Chicago, Dearborn Heights, Michigan, Chattanooga, and also Fort Bend, Indiana, and then Miami. So we're going to be all over. Part of it is sort of a campaign to get this bounty hunter up to the Dengar, Forlom, and Zucca status. And again, whether it ends tomorrow, I mean, I'm just so grateful to have been a part of the franchise, to be part of the universe, and to be immortalized. Yeah, I want a little bit more, and I don't think there's anything wrong asking for that.
No, not when you're such a positive force for fans too, interacting like this.
Yeah.
I really want to, if anyone's watching here and you're not even a fan of or you're not even a viewer of my channel, as long as you're respectful and nice and reach out to Dominic on Twitter, or you have a YouTube channel too. I just found that today. I subscribed, Dominic. He's very receptive to coming on as long as you do it in a respectful manner, and appreciate you being here today. You mentioned something I didn't know because I was looking at your IMDb. You were in Harley Quinn?
Like I said, Yeah.
Birds of Prey. Yeah.
There was an altercation down in the alleyway, and it's just one of the guys who popped out of a car.
I missed that one.
The shit was
When
going
she was
down there
drunk
for
or something.
a good amount of time. Yeah, and
Right.
I had her at gunpoint along with like 4 other guys.
Yeah.
But no, just my only point that I was bringing out with that was just the Star Wars fans are just the best in terms of supporting. If you had a Han Solo figure, you had a Greedo figure. If you had a Princess Leia figure, you had a Hammerhead figure.
Right.
And there is no other franchise like that. If you are into Marvel, you collect Thor. You probably collect Thor, So, I mean, it's not, like, oh my God, this guy who was, this character in the bar, during one of the Tony Stark scenes, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, with Star Wars fans, you just can't say enough about it. And some of these characters have become so iconic. And what's ironic is, I mean, it's just, though I remember them more than the stars as a kid. I remember playing with Greedo and Walrus Man and Hammerhead and
Right.
Red Snaggletooth. I didn't have the blue Snaggletooth, but in fact, that blue Snaggletooth, I don't even know where the hell he showed up, but he's like the most famous action figure in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
So you can't say enough about that. And just as a thank you for being able to go on tour, I love traveling. I love people. I love food. But just to be able to have that and to share my love of Star Wars, that's from the fans. And I wouldn't be able to be here without all of you. So I appreciate everybody. And like I said, hopefully there's a lot more to come with the character.
Right. I'm hoping for it all, Dominic. I might be hoping more than you. I want an action figure. I want a Black Series action figure. I want a Mandalorian video game, the Lego version. Honestly, Mandalorian sales, not to make it negative, but toy sales, unfortunately, across the board have been down a little bit for the industry. But I've done research. Mandalorian sales have actually gone up, so there is a large interest. So I think your chances are good on eventually. I really do, and hopefully with them putting so much into season 2, they are really expanding. Just the Star Wars universe is vast, but all this Mandalorian, the connected shows, maybe even a Mandalorian movie, who knows? They really are pushing this hard. I'm so happy for you. I did have more guests planned, but I also know you're busy, so we could just take a few minutes to wrap up and appreciate you for your time. I say also go subscribe to Dominic Pace on his YouTube channel and Twitter, and say what else you're planning for the next coming weeks. And then we just want to thank you for your time. And then we're going to continue the show because I also don't want to keep you from your family. Yeah, getting out of the house is a great thing to do nowadays. Enjoying your family. So thanks for taking the time out of your day. So anything you're planning, and then we'll
Yeah, anytime. And like I said, if any fans, I know it's a tough time for people. I mean, whether it's the economy or just, a little bit of loneliness in terms of, what we have to go through right now as far as with the quarantine. But if anyone ever needs a shout out or a video, I'm always happy to do that. Feel free to message me on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I'm just happy to be there for the fans and to be a small ambassador for the Star Wars universe. It just means so much to me. And to be able to cheer up a kid or just somebody going through a hard time, I'm always there for you. And I appreciate you all.
Sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Are you looking forward to the Snyder Cut? I should ask that because it's trending right now. Are you up for the Snyder Cut? The DC, have you heard about that? They're saying they're going to do it.
The Snyder Cut.
Yes. Because that's a popular question nowadays. I don't know if you're into it.
I gotta be honest, I'm not into it. Dominic Pace, Lex Luthor, I had a pretty good shot there.
Okay.
Before he came out with Superman, what have you. Obviously they ended up going a different direction with Jesse Eisenberg. But I'm really not too deep into DC and Marvel there.
Okay.
But I'll let you gentlemen talk about that. But yeah, I mean, just for me, it's just all Star Wars and all about the Gekko and the
I can see you as a Lex. I can see you as a Lex.
No, yeah, absolutely. It's unfortunately, those characters are all the A-list actors. But I ran a pretty solid campaign with that, and but ultimately, yeah, I hear there's a lot of talk with the Snyder Cut, and hopefully it turns out to be a good one. Obviously, we've got enough time to see anything right now.
Yeah. So, what do you think about the Lucas cut? Was Lucas on? He was on set, right? He was on set for the Mandalorian, right?
If he were to do 7, 8, and 9.
That would be awesome if he came back and actually embellished on his treatments. You know, I would have loved to have seen something, you know, wherever he had to bring, because his story was going to be different.
Were you
and take
able?
us in a
Oh, I
different
did think
direction.
of a good one. I don't know if were you able to meet George Lucas, and is that a goal of yours? Were you ever able to meet him? I don't know if we lost Dominic.
No, I think he's still there. It's just bad reception.
Okay.
Yeah,
There
sorry
we go.
guys, I'm losing you a little
you're
bit
good.
here.
Oh, my last question was just: have you been able to meet George Lucas, and is that a goal of yours on set or whatever?
To be in a Lucas, is that a goal of mine for what? I'm sorry, I lost reception there. I'm so sorry.
To meet George Lucas, were you able to, or do you hope that's a possibility in the future to meet him?
Oh, to have met him. Yeah, I met him. I mean, it was the first day of filming, and then I saw him at a charity event in 2002.
Oh, cool.
Obviously, I mean, he's God himself, you know, without question. But, you know, when we were on set day one, unfortunately, as much as I was just in awe to see him on set with Favreau and Filoni, you know, it's just unfortunately you have $100 million budget. Yeah. You just got to stay focused. It's not unfortunately a fan meet and greet or an actor meet and greet. But obviously, it was just legendary to be alongside him in a cantina there.
Sure. Awesome. Thanks for sharing your experience, Dominic. We all wish you the best. We'll be following you. We'll be watching you, and hope you get your action figure, and hope to see you again in either series, Mandalorian or Obi-Wan. Enjoy your family. Have a nice day, Dominic. Appreciate you coming by.
Thanks a lot.
Have a great day, guys. Thank you, and hello to all your fans. Thank you. Have a great day.
All right. See ya. All right. Well, that was really cool. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I saw a little kid. You know, I guess the 11-year-old's hand in the back, you know, playing with something, and I was like, "There's Baby Yoda." So.
Yeah, we got a nice little interview, an exclusive car interview. I'm really rooting for him. Hope he gets to get that action figure. There's so much great stuff coming out for The Mandalorian season 2. They are really building this up. I think my speculation has been that they're pumping so many new actors, directors into this production that it's that they made they do a movie.
Right. They see that they have a hit, and they're flowering the or they're watering the garden, and they're gonna go with whatever blooms. And his character looks, it's such a unique look to it that, of course, who wouldn't want an action figure? And like you said, I mean, Star Wars is the only IP where a lot of the background characters. Zuckuss, Forlom, like you said, Hammerhead, Yak-Faced, Reese. I mean, Max Rebo, Sy Snoodle. I mean, just a whole bunch of different characters. Like, who are they? But we all know who they are because we collect, we invest, we look into the lore and get excited by that. And back in the day when they had the creature shop, I mean, that was part of the the realization of fantastical creatures and aliens and all that. It was eye candy everywhere you looked. So I mean, his character is also eye candy. And I think I mean, if because his character is so unique looking, I'm sure that they would bring him back, or bring back the character's look. So that's cool for him.
Plus that fan interaction too, really go on the circuit, go on to cons, talking to people on the internet. That is a plus for celebration interaction too. For someone that is engaged with fandom in a positive way, for sure, that gives him a one up on the competition. I'll be honest with you. And I've seen him on channels like 100 subs, 75 subs. So he is very receptive. If you missed your opportunity to be on here with me today to get asked some questions, I would strongly urge you to reach out to him yourself. As long as there's a respect there's not like Disney bashing, which me in the past I'm trying to do better. I think he will respond to you, and you might get your shot to have him on your channel. Working with the fandom, yep, that's a great thing. And that's why I didn't mean to put him on the spot with the Snyder Cut talk, but that's why I was like, no, it's a new.
Well, it's interesting.
It's
interesting,
new,
and he's in that echelon of he's an actor, so I mean, of course,
right? It's a new.
He might have heard something.
A new era for fans working with property owners. That's why I thought it might be relevant. I do want to watch. Oh, Matt's here. Hey, Matt.
Hey, what's going on?
You missed Dominic Pace. We're over, but we're happy to have you though. Did you see the interview at all?
I caught a couple minutes here and there because I was working on something. And then his audio was a little bit low, but from what I could hear, it was, he couldn't say much, which obviously
right.
It's how these things work. But no, it's good that he was able to come on.
Yeah. We're all hoping he gets the action figure, and he's very engaging with the fans. That's why I brought up the Snyder Cut to him. I was like, this is a new era for fans working with property owners, and if he keeps doing his thing, doing the grind, talking to people, going to these cons, it makes it more likely that we will see his character in the future, an action figure. His hopes are from the interview. His highest hopes, I think, from our short time with him, was that Deborah Chow picked him out to stay in episode 3, where half of the bounty hunters had to go, and he is hoping that he can be have a small part in the Obi-Wan series too. And I'm rooting for him.
As the same character?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's an alien, so in Star Wars,
yeah.
he might not age. Kind of like what Chewbacca is like 300 or something like that.
Yeah, or like
Yoda
was
900.
like,
Well, I'm sure he would do a different character too as well.
You can,
probably.
Yeah, but I think
many
he's
people
rooting
that have played multiple characters just because they're behind makeup.
He's rooting for Gekko though. Gekko.
Yeah.
The bounty hunter he is.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I heard you mention something about like conventions, and that's actually like there's a lot of money in there. If you can get in on the convention circuit as like as even a minor like D to Z level character, you can make some pretty decent money traveling around. People will, because you do get invited to these planes, like they'll put you up or whatever, and you can make some pretty good money. And that's a good way to get in on that circuit I mean, I would totally do I'm waiting for the YouTuber convention like that to happen, where they do like these, are you a faded out of work YouTuber? Come.
I don't want to be at that con.
I would probably
it's already like that on YouTube itself with Patreon and Cash App. It's already like that.
Well, you can't get in without the Cash App, so that's one of the
problems. YouTube is broken. Did I mention my Patreon? And it's already like that, Matt.
Hey, buy a T-shirt.
We don't need a call. Yeah, there's already T-shirts. Isn't it funny how much things come to T-shirts? A lot of the problems I have with everyone.
Actually, funny. We got to talk about that. We got to talk about that later.
Not here though. Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
I got something funny to tell you.
Sorry. Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
It's really cool that you're able to get him on. Now, did he talk about did he talk about the stagecraft tech at all?
He mentioned it shortly. He brought it up. He said he's very impressed by it. I have high hopes for that technology too.
And the projector.
Yeah, and
that was really cool.
Let's really hope that everyone getting back to work in the entertainment industry on these sets stays safe, and it's done in a smart way to keep. I heard I read an article somewhere that they're planning on having disinfecting robots somewhere, like on sets to like go around and spray things down. And I don't know what their plans are. Hopefully they get it together, because you know what? I want people to be safe, but I also want my entertainment, and I want Mandalorian season 2. I'm so happy that it's still on track for October.
Yeah. I would. I personally think that it's going to be before then.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I say that because with season 2 having already been shot and it's already in the can, and Disney losing as much money as they lost, or as they are still continuing to lose, they're going to need
from
to
Disney
make
Plus.
Sure, from Disney Plus. That's what they're making most of their money right now, is from Disney Plus.
Yeah.
And so they're going to need to do something big, and Artemis Fowl ain't it.
I'm
it
looking
ain't,
forward
it
to
ain't,
that
They are
one.
yeah,
desperate
no,
for
I'll watch it.
content,
I'll
though.
watch it and I'll review it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But it's not,
Yeah.
people aren't going to be salivating for Artemis Fowl, they're going to be salivating for this other stuff.
Hey, everyone, watch it. Not to interrupt Matt, but sorry, but go sub to Dominic Pace's YouTube channel and comment on one of his videos the Madman sent you. Because he's got a YouTube channel. It's like
Nice.
200 subs.
Nice. What's his what's his goal with it? Just to kind of talk about being a Star Wars actor?
I think he just has some like reels on there of his performances and different stuff. And,
yeah, and he's been in a lot of stuff too, if I recall. I was looking at his the other day. I was looking at his IMDb, and so he's been around for a bit. And he's got, if you Google his name, one of the first things that pops up is Wikipedia, which is pretty decent.
Yeah. And on Wikipedia, it's a little outdated because he mentioned just a couple minutes ago that his character wasn't killed off, and on Wikipedia, I read before getting online, it said that it was questionable whether or not his character had survived or not. So it's a little outdated.
Okay, yeah, they gotta update that. There's a couple things on there that has.
I forgot to bring up Megalodon 2018. He's in. I actually want to see. Me and my father-in-law that passed last year loved to watch those type of movies like Sharknado, Megalodon. So that's
the one with what's his face? Hobbs
no,
and
it's
Shaw?
not. No, it's not the
No.
Meg. It's
Not
like
the Meg, okay.
I'll be honest. I don't want to say anything about the kind of production it is, but it's not nearly as high production value as that. It's like more
like Sharknado.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I haven't watched it, but I plan on watching it. And I plan on trying to catch all the Dominic Pace scenes. I want to go back and watch Birds of Prey and see him in there. And then I want to watch Megalodon.
Who was he in Birds of Prey?
He was in the alley with when Harley Quinn was drunk, and I guess they were attacking her or or grabbing her for
Oh, he was one of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't
still
see
have to buy that.
I don't see that on his IMDb though. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, sometimes that's
I
not
wouldn't want to be
always
associated with that movie.
well. True. True. But if you got paid, you got paid, and it's one of those things. It really is one of those things where, actors they don't care. They put it up there just because it's another thing to add to like their list. Because after a while, because looking back at Dominic's, thing, he goes, his first role was SNL, so back in 1997, he was an extra. So you can tell he does a lot of background work, is what he does. But it seems now only recently he's been getting a bit more. He's been getting named character work. So instead of Wisdom of the Crowd, he was a corrections officer. in the show Dirt or movie Dirt, he was Harvey's crewman. So like
he's in Dirt.
Yeah, what is this movie? Yeah, it's just it's a Kevin Dillon movie.
Okay.
It's I mean, dude,
he's a good guy to root for, though.
He's I'm not knocking the guy. I'm not
really
knocking
nice
the
guy.
dude at all. I'm just saying it's like when it comes to these kind of movies and these kind of, there's
wireless battery bank for an unboxing.
Here's the picture of his character on film, and this is, I believe, is an action figure someone made for him, a fan, which is awesome.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, I would love to buy the action figure, although I gotta stop collecting stuff. But I
Run out of room.
Well, I have steelbooks, and my wife is tired of the masks, and I collected masks for a while. I still do, but I gotta cool it on that.
Yes, Max. We know that you collect masks.
Yeah,
that is known at this point.
So I would definitely buy his action figure though if it gets made.
Yeah, I mean, look at it. It's unique. It's really cool looking.
I don't collect Star Wars action figures anymore. I got the hyper real Luke Skywalker recently, last couple of weeks. And I used to collect the Disney Store toy box character figures because I thought they were unique, but I stopped. But yeah, I will buy that to support him definitely. Or even if there's a fan made one, I might just get it to show the support. I think that's where we'll end this. I might come back with another hot video later. or maybe Matt wants to make one and we'll go on his channel. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
I shot another car video today.
Okay.
That it's not anything like yesterday.
Okay.
It's yeah, oh
Yeah, I know,
sorry,
right?
sorry,
They all
Max.
need to be hot.
Sorry, I can't go in hot all the time.
That's what I do.
Yeah, but yeah, and
I
no,
got
I've
this one
done,
turned up to an 11.
yeah, no, it's not. It's the one I just did was about why the Ayer cut is actually pretty important.
Okay.
So
That's
so
a good
it's-
video.
Yeah,
That's
there's been
a
a
good
lot like
topic.
I've gone up like 250, 300 subs in the past like 4 days.
Congrats.
So it's like
Yeah, nice.
So a lot of Snyder Cut content you'll be getting from me because people seem to like it.
Yeah, that means it's popular. It's not a vocal minority.
I do have a hot take that will be coming that I probably, in good conscience, shouldn't do.
Do
but
it.
I feel,
Do
but
it.
I feel
Just
that-
do it.
that there is a good, solid reason to do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, and we'll talk more about that in a
All
minute
right.
once
All
we're
right.
off air.
Well, yeah. Once we're off air, everyone in the chat, tell Matt what he should do.
Yes, please.
Instead,
Thank you.
instead of just
Thank
getting
you.
off the stream,
Should he do it?
Should I do it? Press 1 in the
Well,
chat
don't-
if I
don't-
should do it. Press 2 in the chat if Max should take off the mask.
No, don't try that.
There we
Andy
go.
Sig- not to get on him, but fandom, whatever. I want to keep this a positive video. I'm not going
Yeah,
with that.
let's
But
wrap
he
it.
tried to get me off. No one's getting us to take off my mask of madness. No, never again. Never again. I did it for a few, and guess what? Never again. Sorry. All right, but this was a great interview. Thank you, Ryan. Go sub to Zeverfet.
Thank you.
He's pretty reliable. He's always here. I can't get rid of him
Punctual.
now, Matt. I can't get rid of him, Matt. And go sub
that's
sub
not-
to Matt Charbo.
Thank you.
Well, that's a good thing. I can't get rid of Ryan. Yeah, he's in here. All right, bye everyone. We got to end it while it's hot. Bye.